Well, good morning, everybody. Aloha. Yeah, I know it's been a while since I've done a video. My last one was done while I was asking for help to figure out my bike, and that's been just about a month. Been going back and forth with Electron Company trying to figure out what's going on, and also I used Chat GPT, which was actually amazingly helpful. And so now we figured out the problem. Apparently it was my controller was overheating, and I realized after a bit that it had a lot to do with the way I mounted it and how much airflow I was getting through to it. So I'll show you guys a couple modifications I've made to the bike. They're not beautiful, but they're actually very functional for the electrics. So what I did here is, this is, as you can see, I've cut in a number of vents in here. This, I actually used heat gun to make it scoop, so when the air flows through, it gets sucked in. And then my controller's right back in there. And what had happened is I had my controller in facing, the heat sink was facing the back of the bike. And as you can see, there's a plastic wheel well here. And so there's the controller right there. So what I did is I flipped it around so the heat sink wasn't on this side, because everything kind of got locked in here, and it didn't have a good airflow, and the seat on top, so without these and these, it actually built up heat in there. So by doing that, and then I've ordered a small fan that I'm actually going to put in front. I don't think you can see, well, from here you can kind of see the controller. That's the heat sink right there. And actually, it's not real hot. Turning it around really helped. So anyway, I may not need the fan, but I got one, a computer fan. It's pheasant season up here, so everybody's coming out from the morning pheasant hunting. Anyway, so I did order a fan. It's a small 12-volt fan that actually pumps a lot of air and uses very little electricity. So yeah, I'll probably put that in, because in the summertime when things are really hot, it'll be nice to have that air blowing right on that heat sink. But I think the big difference was switching the thing around and cutting in vents. I did them on both sides, just to keep everything going. So anyway, there's some more pheasant hunters. You guys get any? One? All right. So yeah, it looks like it's a pretty good hunting season, I guess, for the pheasant, or for those guys, not for the pheasant. But one of the cars in front had two, and these guys got one. So yeah. Anyway, so this was my test run up here. I'd taken it up to the top of Poli Poli a couple times just to test it out. And I'm absolutely amazed at how cool this thing is. That's pretty incredible, because that thing was getting really hot. So yeah, it just needed good airflow, I guess. So anyway, the bike's back up and running, and I am stoked. You know, it just drives me crazy to have to deal with electrical things like that, because you don't know what it was. I was thinking I was going to have to buy a new controller or a new motor or who knew what, but apparently it's worked out real good. So yeah, I'm stoked. So anyway, let's get back on the road here and head up the mountain. And if it fails, you guys will get to be with me when I do that, and hopefully I don't kill myself sliding around. But boy, they've cleaned up this area. this little section here was all real bad whoops, and I always had, that's where I had my difficulty getting through sometimes. So anyway, apparently they've regraded it and cleaned it up, I think for probably for the pheasant season. But anyway, let's get on with the ride. And God, it's a beautiful day. You can't see the Big Island through the clouds, but we will up a little higher. So okay. Okay, the clouds are coming up the mountain, so I guess we won't see the Big Island. so good to have my bike back. now at 8,000 feet. We started at 1,700 feet with a little over 6,000 foot climb today. And it's been running fantastic, so I'm just stoked. This is more than I could have hoped for. Yeah, at this point I don't know what was going on, but the video's frozen up for the last little bit, and not much I can do about that anyway. Sorry about that. Okay, we made it to the top. This is as far as we go. I guess a lot of the hunters have gone beyond here. They hike, but we're not going to do any hiking. So anyway, let's see how the motor's feeling now, or the controller's feeling now. That's a pretty good workout coming up that. Oh, that's hot now. Yeah, got real good and warm there. So I actually got a little remedy for that. Brought along a cooling fan. Let's get some air back in there. Okay. Oh, that should cool it down. See if we see any hunters down below. Well, I'm not seeing anybody. They've usually got on those orange jerseys, so. All right, well, it's a beautiful day here, huh? See if we can see the big island. All right, well, I'm going to relax up here for a little bit, you guys. I'm going to turn you off, and I'll put you back on when we start heading down the mountain.